Poland, Hungary, Czechoslovakia, Romania, and Bulgaria. Their peoples live within a giant cage that is the Iron Curtain.
For decades, the Iron Curtain divided Europe, separating east and west with guard towers and barbed wire. But in 1984, a 24-year-old named Ivo Zdarsky found his own way across. He built a motorized glider from a two-stroke car engine, a motorcycle gas tank, and wheelbarrow wheels. He flew it across the border and landed at Vienna International Airport, where he requested asylum. They left on there some sort of railroad tie.
That's probably the side of the town.
They tried to make it as a railroad town. It did for a while, right?
The road is maintained.
Oh, there's a tent. Somebody living in a tent there. Keep out. Posted private property. Okay, got the picture.
That's the airport tower, I guess. That's great.
Oh yeah, it's opening. So he sees us coming.
I guess the driveway is the airstrip.
Right.
Should we park there?
You're out here. I didn't expect it to be a dirt road for a while.
Well,
Yeah.
it's in the middle of nowhere.
So you don't really have any neighbors.
Well, you see any? I don't. I like it that way.
You do. You were looking for that.
Yeah.
So you came out here, or you saw an ad in the paper. How did you even find? How did you?
No, I found it online, and I found this for sale.
And what was for sale? What did it say?
Lucin Airport, 400 acres.
That's it.
That's it.
So you came in and you put up a hangar.
Yeah.
Is this a standard hangar? It's just you order.
Yeah, I need a. Hey, it's gonna get noisy. F-35.
Oh wow! Those are your neighbors.
Yeah, those are my neighbors. And this is called, actually, I'm inside the military operation area. So these guys can fly as fast as they want. They can do whatever aerobatic maneuvers they want. And it's my problem to kind of not run into them. Okay, you got your own air show here.
I know.
Let's warm up. I just wanted to warm up a little bit. So that's how I socialize. I have a TV and F-35s and occasional visitors, right? It is lights.
So this is your kitchen?
Yeah,
You have a camp stove. Is this a gas? What
yeah,
is
it's
it?
a gas.
Why- oh,
Sit on you. See?
okay.
Yeah.
And you reuse it. I mean, you cook.
Yeah, I made myself a little thing because it's sensitive, so I can tweak it to what I want. In Long Beach, I had this whole oven here and 4 of these on the top. Yes, I experimented with oven. It usually resulted in some explosion. And then I never really used more than 1 burner, so why do I need to do all that?
So these are your beds. Beds. Just because you had them?
Yeah, because I had them.
Yeah. And then kitchen, you knew you needed a refrigerator.
I mean, if I need more, then I'll get more. There's plenty of room.
But you have what you need. Like you could have chosen to build a house.
Could have, but it wouldn't make sense for me.
Because?
I don't know what to do with the house. This works just fine. It's perfect.
Yeah.
This is actually the most economical way to make a big spaces. Basically, it's extended hangar with the wall in the middle of it.
Where are your planes?
Okay, I want to see planes. So there's 1 plane here.
So this is the one you take when you go buy groceries?
Yeah, this is when I go shopping. Well, because it takes 3 hours to get there with car, and this one will do it in 45 minutes, and it's safer and it's more fun. That's why I needed a hangar. And once I have a hangar, I might as well extend it, and I can build a house next to it. I don't really like houses. So.
Do you want help?
It weighs only 1,400 pounds.
Oh, it just clears, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What's this plane?
Cessna Skyhawk. It's a 53-year-old airplane.
You've been flying for how many years?
Since I was like 17.
Oh. So which runway are you going to use?
There's no wind, so this one is the easiest. And it's away from the sun.
Okay. But it's sort of short, right? It's not too
That's
short?
okay.
That's okay?
Yeah. That's what water now does here. All the runways are much lower than they used to be. But I know where the ditches are, so.
You do?
Yeah.
Really? So you can take off without hitting anything?
Yeah.
Have you crashed?
No, not this one.
So this runway's pretty clear?
No.
Yeah. There's no holes or ditches?
No, this one is probably actually the best.
The best. Okay.
It used to be nice hard runway, and that layer which was below that original area is softer. See that?
Oh, okay.
What was here before? There was an airport here before you came.
The original runway is actually like 500 feet wide. It was, okay? And then there is another one, ancient one from World War II, which is behind the navigation beacon over there.
Okay.
So that's the historical one. There's 3 of them actually. They're kind of not in a good shape now because I had a little disaster here.
Oh, what happened?
Like 4 years ago there was a fire and it just burned all the vegetation here. And the problem is this place is kind of windy. So whatever was not covered with vegetation here is lower. And then you want to see downtown?
Yeah. Or if you have any neighbors or whatever, you know.
We can check, we can check what my neighbors are doing.
Okay, so this runway is long enough for you to take off. Like you're not
We're
worried
gonna
about it.
take off before we're gonna get to the middle. If it doesn't want to take off, I have plenty of space to stop it.
Just stop it. Okay.
Final block 4301, number 2 can remain on the present
Uh-huh.
block.
That's they control the
Okay.
military traffic. Sometimes you hear they get clearance to shoot a 20 millimeter range or 30 millimeter range, or they send them where to stop, drop the bombs, you know.
Only South Ranger 6 and close below 10,000 detonation.
Okay, ready to go?
Yeah.
So is this old salt flat?
Well, no, it's similar to it. You know, when it gets wet, it cracks and hardens
Okay.
in most places. So that's why they built the airport here, I guess.
Clover control, go ahead.
Wow. So you'll take the plane just to go get groceries?
Yeah, that's what I did yesterday. I resupplied because there is a storm coming, and if I get snowed in, I have to drive there. Okay.
Roger, you can expect it. Just advise when you are ready.
Are you getting sick in the airplane?
No.
Alright.
When did you get your pilot's license?
91. I did it in this airplane, actually.
Because the first plane you flew, you didn't have a license.
No, I was licenseless. I feel much better, you know. It always happens to me when I fly, so.
You feel better?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah.
When you fly, you feel better?
Yeah.
Why? What happens if you're not flying?
Well, then I need to fly, so I feel better.
I mean, it's crazy. This is like not flying. This is not like flying a commercial plane. which is
Yeah,
all
no.
over- Oh my
Yeah.
God. Okay.
There's
Well,
no power lines here. You can
Okay.
fly. This is how you avoid F-35.
okay.
You want to fly?
No.
Okay, we're just gonna circle the mountain and yeah.
Yeah. So when you
Yes. Yeah.
when you first flew, did it feel like this?
Actually better.
Because you were so scared?
Well, yeah, because it's new. 10,000-15,000 years ago, this was under the water. And all this material, that's the silt from the lake. This is what I call coral reef. You see the coral?
Oh wow!
Okay, this is the beach. This is the
It's a
best
w-
coral reef in the whole Utah, okay? Nobody knows about it.
And you can be this close. There's no rules?
I'm supposed to stay 500 feet away from houses and cars and people. I used to have a neighbor, and he left after a few years.
Where?
Right there.
Down there?
And then there is one new neighbor.
We saw a tent coming in. Did somebody live in a tent? We saw one coming in your road, actually.
Well, that's the guy who moved here, and sometimes he's there. He tried to plant some willow trees from Saudi Arabia. That didn't work.
Didn't work.
No. Okay, where is my previous neighbor? Oh, here he is. Yes, establishment. All right. Now we're gonna bus
Wow.
the other neighbor.
So he moved. Whoa.
I need to do it so I don't
Oh
hit
my
this
gosh.
mountain. Where is he? Hold on, he's not home. There's nothing.
There's nothing there.
Oh, here he is. Sorry.
Oh.
I don't know if he's at home. I see a car there.
Does he care if you go right above him?
Well, so far it's okay.
That's his property. This is not your property.
No, that's somebody else.
Somebody else's property.
Okay, now we want to see the... Oh, here is the Lucin downtown.
Wow. So you really don't have any neighbors.
This is actually the most neighbor, but he doesn't like live there. I mean,
Okay.
he shows up a few times.
Okay.
So there was some neighbor who tried this.
Okay.
There is a hand sticking out of the ground somewhere here.
A hand.
Hand. Big hand sticking out of the... I forgot exactly what
What's that?
That's the remnants from...
Another neighbor?
Yeah. I never even met this neighbor. Wow, look at that.
A shipping container.
Hey, that's new. There's all kinds of weird people in the desert around here.
Yeah, who are some of these? What would you guess? I mean, do you know what type of people come out here? People who want to escape? People who just want to live cheaply?
Yeah, yes.
Because it is an affordable way if you just live off the land.
It's kind of hard to live off the land around here. I mean, you can just shoot the rabbits and eat them. There's plenty of those. But then if you want to like have electricity and water and things like that, it gets really expensive.
Right, so you're right, it's not as easy as, that's why some of these things are abandoned probably, right?
Yeah, you buy a cheap land, but then if you don't want to live like in a cave, then...
It takes some money.
Okay.
Delta 51, turn left heading
This
090,
is called
trying to get eastbound a little.
Those things align with the sun on solstice.
Solstice, oh.
Okay, we're doing 129 miles per hour. See the runway and see that 02 UT? What they gave, it's a 02,
Yeah.
a number, a UT. That was one of the first airports in Utah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna land on the same runway because the sun won't be in my face.
Okay, yeah.
We are on a final approach. There is a bird on final approach. Go away, bird. He landed. I don't want that thing. How bumpy that thing.
Yeah? Is that too bumpy? It's not normal.
When you were in Czechoslovakia, you didn't have a pilot's license. You just had friends that did this kind of thing? I mean, how did you even know how to fly?
Well, you learn. First, I started with hang gliders. Okay, thank you for flying Lucin Airlines.
You were tinkering in your garage, or?
I didn't have a garage. I lived on a fourth floor of these, those ugly apartment block things. And like a hang glider wouldn't fit in an elevator, so I had to use stairs. And see, it will clear my charger.
Just.
It will, yeah, it's.
Everything's just down to a really precise.
Yeah,
I like this invention.
That's actually a trike. I mean, I didn't escape in that one, but I was using it for testing stuff. Here you have a throttle here, brake here. You steer it by your feet. The engine goes here. The hang glider goes on the top. Oh, here is a ballistic parachute, emergency parachute. You take the cover off, you pull on this, it will fire the parachute out of it, and it will save the whole thing, baby.
How similar was this to what you flew out of Czechoslovakia?
It's not the same, but the principle is the same.
So you just started in a field. I mean, where did you go to start flying? And
I saw some picture in a Western magazine of hang gliders, so I made one. Then I decided, well, jumping from the hills is not much fun. I want to put an engine on it. So I put an engine on it. I remember the first powered one didn't fly. And after that, it's trial and error.
And trial and error.
Just on the other side of that fence is the start of what they call the death strip.
Back then, Europe is divided into two iron cores, and it's very difficult to go from the Eastern Bloc to the Western Bloc, but you figure out how to do what.
Well, with this, it's kind of easy. It's much easier than all what the people were doing, making these hot air balloons and crawling over the barbed wire fence through minefields. You just sit in it, start the engine, and like in 1 hour, I was over the Vienna. I didn't even know where to land, but I had enough fuel to wait until the sun comes up. I didn't have to even wait because I found myself the international airport in Vienna. Because I had a map, and there was a little red airplane on a map in relation to Vienna, and Vienna was shining, I didn't want to land somewhere like a parking lot or highway because you don't see power lines. But the airports don't have a power lines over runways and taxiways. And then I could see the airport, so I made a circle around the tower, and nobody was even in the tower, like in the morning. They were towing a Boeing on a taxiway, so I landed under the wing of the Boeing, and there were some big hangars there, so I just exited in front of the hangars, and I took up my expired Czech passport, and I asked for political asylum. That was it. And they gave me coffee and donuts, and they were nice. Oh, here is the Vienna.
That's a day.
See, Rauken verboten.
What does that mean?
No smoking. So this is my trike. This is how you drive it. You have your feet on that front thing. And this is me when 40 years ago. Wow. This is the director of the refugee camp where I was staying for a few weeks. See, that's how you see two people.
Oh, so you kept your plane after?
No, I sold it to museum. Here it is in museum. They even got my helmet. They wanted my Czech boots. I didn't give it to them.
You have them?
No, they fell apart, but they lasted long time. They were really good boots. Oh, here is the customs officers wanted to put the seals on it everywhere because they didn't know if I have to pay the import tax or whatever. This is the trike.
Where was that?
Lake El Mirage, behind LA.
You, even out when you were there, still experimenting.
Well, yeah. Oh, this is propellers. It's an air show. See, Ivo prop.
Those are yours. Those are the Ivo props. Yeah.
Then this is, I made a helicopter looking like this long time ago. See, it flies. Then I made an inflatable helicopter. It was a bad idea. This is another inflatable helicopter. It is my green airplane.
Oh. Is that your experimental
Yeah.
plane? So what were you experimenting with?
I just wanted to have an airplane which is also a helicopter. I mean, you had to develop those propeller things somehow, so you actually have to fly with them.
He just put the bigger props on it.
You landed in Vienna when you escaped Czechoslovakia, and you didn't stay in Europe. You just liked the idea of coming to the United States.
He's off.
I remember I was watching some Western, and main character in Western was driving a horse through Monument Valley. I liked it so much. So I said, okay, I want to do that. So I did it, except I didn't drive the horse. I drove a helicopter.
I think he was messing around to make sure nothing was getting weird first.
Was your idea to come out here and be alone? I mean, was that the point, is looking for somewhere that there wouldn't be neighbors, there wouldn't be people around?
No, this was specifically selected because of that.
So you saw an ad for an airstrip with 400 acres. It said it had water.
No, that guy didn't even know there is a well. There is a tank here, 1,000-gallon water tank, and water is pumped by sun from over there, because I have a well from World War II over there. So there is like a switch, and when the level comes down, whenever I walk around and I don't see light, then I know there is a problem somewhere. It's like a warning. And this one actually shows you here. See here, this is empty, the green is full, and the black one is where it is now.
So what do you have?
1,000 gallons of water.
The pump is here, but the deposit is not here.
But pump is here because it used to be over there. But when the power goes out, I don't have a generator over there. I only have a generator here, and it's too much hassle. So I kind of redesigned it a little bit.
What was here before? There was an airport here before you came.
The original runway is actually like 500 feet wide. And then there is another one, ancient one from World War II, which is behind the navigation beacon over there. Okay. It's 500 foot wide, historical runway, and I'm not maintaining the whole 500 yard. I don't need it, so I just made a 50 foot wide. This is my runway maintenance vehicle.
What does it do?
You just hook it up. Here, this is how it works. And it's made from local resources. Rancher gave me the axle from the truck or car. Here is the differential. I'm using differential to change the height and to steer. And all you have to do is to throw these over the ball on a car, and you can go.
A normal car can tow this thing?
Mine, that one.
It's not even a truck.
No, you don't need a truck. And this is a piece of the railroad equipment which was laying here. You know, it's one of those masts with signal lights or whatever. It was just rusting here. I just chopped it like that, welded it, bolted to this. And the back is the same axle. I just chopped it off, and there is one bolt holding it. See how simple it is? This hole, because it needs to be drilled 45 degrees like this, my friend Deputy brought his sniper rifle and we made a hole. I put a little orange sticker on it and he made me a nice hole there. So
With his rifle, he just shot a hole through.
yeah, because it was really difficult to drill, you know, that way. You've got wheels here, wheels there, and this in between, you know, as you start driving, it starts leveling.
It's quite ingenious. What's the cost of it?
A few $100 for I-beams, probably.
So why did you choose to build a hangar as your house?
This is actually the most economical way to make big spaces. So let's say I wanted to be able to fit a plane like that over there. So the door needs to be this big and the building needs to be this big. But once you make that hangar portion, it's kind of logical and economical and convenient just to extend it, because all they do is they just keep adding these beams every 25 feet. So if the room is 50 feet, then they can use only one in the middle. These buildings don't even need that concrete slab here. They just need a big chunk of concrete here. See
the bolts.
And they are anchored there is a concrete
Pier.
pier.
Okay.
So you bolt this to it, here, 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 and then you bolt this to that. That will create that span. It's wider here, so in a wind, it's rated for 90 mile per hour wind and 30 pounds of snow, okay? So the wind cannot break it this way, so it's wider here. For like a snow loading, this is enough in the middle, you know, the I-beam to hold it. So you make this, then you run these beams, like here they are like 10-inch thick, and that's where the insulation fits to. And then you run the roof like that. And then you just screw and bolt everything together. I mean, I can take my cordless screwdriver and screw the whole building and take it somewhere else, okay?
So when there is a big storm outside?
Yeah. If it's like 60 mile per hour wind, the TV swings a little bit. Oh, we had an earthquake here. The TV was also swinging.
But the structure?
No, it's fine. It's just made to take the loads. And it's very easy. So if I want to make a house here, it would be much more complicated. This is basically the simplest way. And you end up with nice big room, which of course normal people which would put more rooms inside the big room, I know what they do. They would probably put windows instead. I have a windows here. See, that's window to alien planet right here.
And it keeps it warm in here without all the windows probably, right? Because it's a big space. I mean, that was my first thought, is like, wow, how do you heat all this?
Well, like middle of winter, maybe 200, the whole thing, the electric bill is like $200.
The whole month?
$200 in the winter a month.
So this is your bedroom?
It's everything. I don't like walls. I don't like having rooms everywhere and I still have a bathroom, but I mean, it's simple. It's a bathroom. Here's the water here. So the water doesn't have to travel too far to...
Oh, you keep it right there, yeah.
Yeah.
This is just, you can see here, even just the siding is just the side of the building. Didn't clad it.
And I told them make it 8 by 8 because you can get 4 by 8 plywood, which is perfectly gonna make, okay? And it's still much bigger than bathrooms in all these houses I've seen. Yeah. That's it, it's simple.
It is simple, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's well water?
Yeah.
Yeah, all of it.
You want to try? It's really good water. Okay, here is my water. It's locally made.
Do you filter it, or is it fine? Is it just so clean?
Straight from the ground.
Yeah, let's try it. Thank you.
It's good.
It's good, yeah.
You have a cooler as well?
That's when I go to Ogden shopping, I just fill it up. It fits perfectly in the back, you know, that little door in the back of the plane. Yeah.
So that's your shopping bag.
That's my shopping chest or bag or whatever.
You just went shopping yesterday. Can we see what you bought?
This.
Okay. Oh, not that for all. I guess you go a lot.
You want a tomato?
Okay.
You want a tangerine?
But how often are you going to go shopping? Are you...
It depends. I try to do it at least once a month. But
that's enough for a month. You have dry goods
it's actually probably for 2 months. I don't eat that much. Yeah. And if I get snowed, and I have in the boxes over there, I have freeze-dried food for a year.
Because you can get snowed in.
Yeah, so I can stay here probably more than a year. I only have 1 year of food. I have a well, how they call it, doomsday prepper. I'm not really a doomsday prepper, but...
You're not. But just in case.
No,
It's just a backup plan.
Yeah, it's a backup plan.
Asteroid hits, or, I mean, there's always something, I guess, right?
Yes. It's my food.
Oh, what is it?
Sausage crumbles. I have more. Bell peppers, freeze-dried cooked sausage. And here is, that's where the food is. Hash browns.
Dried beef.
I was already eating some of them, I can see.
So you actually like it?
Yeah, sometimes I just tested it. See, this stuff, diced beef.
Like, it's a good way to have meat if you just want to not go to the supermarket a lot, right?
Yeah, plus it tastes really good. And all you have to do is throw it in a pot with water. Okay, let it sit there for a while. Then you just drain the water out of it. You throw it on that frying pan with oil on the bottom, and you have absolutely perfect food. And they say it lasts 25 years. Maybe I don't have a full year of that, but I can go outside and there is lots of antelopes.
Do you ever shoot game to eat?
The only thing I did was antelope.
You ate it?
Yeah, I ate the heart first. It was this big. So you can survive here.
I like how you just made a furniture out of boxes.
Because my business is using UPS a lot, so UPS gave me a bunch of these boxes. So when I got here and unloaded stuff, I just got creative.
Do you have any of your propellers?
Right here.
You created something quite innovative for propellers, right?
Yeah, let's see. No, there is one in a box right here. I just need some research material here. So if I need to change something or investigate something.
You're still selling them though. Is that how you make a living?
Yeah. Okay, so here's the propeller. Inside the propeller, there's a steel rod, which is anchored about here. Turning this, you can change the pitch. The blade, this goes here with bolts. So by turning the screw in and out, you can change the pitch. Plenty of angle to make it fit whatever you want to do with it. With the same hub, you can make it a two-bladed propeller, or you can make it a three-bladed propeller. It's very light, compact, easy to adjust.
So people would use this to make their own aircraft?
Well, if you want to fly one of those, this is exactly the prop you would need for it.
Fly the trike?
Yeah, it won't fly without propeller.
So it's not a hang glider that's doing the flying?
Well, it does that too, but you also need a propeller.
When did you create this?
Right after I got here.
So you were able to make a living right away?
Oh, yeah.
Did you work in, did you have a sort of a 9-to-5 job very long?
I think for like 2 weeks.
That's it?
Yeah, I'm not exactly an employable person, so.
No? Why?
Because I want to do things my way, when I want it. See, that prop would go right here, okay? So, okay, inside this thing here is an electric motor, and there is a several-stage planetary drive, which operates those cams with changing the pitch, all of them. And the way you control it is you have a slip rings on this side, and the brushes are touching the slip rings, and then you have a switch here, which is changing the pitch, that's it. And then I made a governor for it to keep the constant RPM.
Did you start tinkering with this kind of thing, propellers, when you were in Czechoslovakia?
Well, I had to make my own propeller to escape, so. Okay. But they didn't look like this. And what was nice about it, because when I was escaping, as I was taking off at night from that field, I hit some rock. If I would have a wooden propeller, I wouldn't be here. You can look on this propeller here. This is aluminum. See how banged up it is already is?
From what?
From rocks.
So if you were making a fiberglass propeller at that time...
I was already selling them in Czechoslovakia.
You were already selling them?
Yeah. We have a propellers even for bigger engines than this. We sold propellers to Mars, to NASA, and then... oh, this is funny. SpaceX bounced their check. They bought a prop. They bounced the check. So I was kind of curious what this is. And I know they want to go to Mars. Okay, why else SpaceX would be... okay, I think that one goes to Mars. Now they got us a good check, but
okay,
we got a bounce. First one bounced.
So SpaceX bought one of the propellers you designed?
Yeah, I wouldn't know about it really until I found out that we got a bounce check. And I was curious from home. It came from SpaceX. Oh, I need to do this thing.
You are still working?
Yeah, you know what my next project is? I got tired of deflating and inflating Cybertruck anytime I go off-road. Watch this. So this would interfere with my wing, okay? But if I do this, because it's a much better vehicle when you drop the air pressure in tires, the headache is to inflate it and deflate it. So I'm gonna build it into the wheels. Let's go and see the sunset. Okay, let's see how is the sunset going.
Funny how you don't know what the weather is until you go outside, because you could be any time of day. Oh, wow.
See, it's getting better. Wow. I think in a few minutes it will be even better. Yeah, you got a view.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, here's my weather station.
Oh.
See, no wind. Here's the shooting bench.
What do you shoot at?
Badgers.
Just because?
Because they drill big holes everywhere, including runways, and so I declared the war on them.
They made any holes in your runways?
Oh yeah.
Oh, they have? Yeah.
They are bad.
You really see how you have such 360-degree views here.
Yeah.
But is that because this was a lake? We're sitting inside a lake, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's the beach over there.
And that's the coral over there that we flew by.
Well, okay, I call it coral, but actually it's not a coral because this was a fresh lake. And it's the same material like, you know, tufa in a monolake. And this gets created by the fresh water coming from the springs. And nobody really knows about this one.
Do people ever come that just drive down the road and don't know what this is and come looking?
Well, they usually get scared by my crossbones and signs. And
the highway here, we didn't see many cars. Does anyone take it?
Well, I mean, hey, there is one car over there. See? And that's it.
One. You hear one sound, right?
Generator.
No, that's the heat pump. And when I turn my surround sound on, you can hear a subwoofer all the way to the gate.
Because there's lack of any other
Well,
sound,
because it's a big subwoofer and I'm using the back wall to bounce it back. So I can really turn the sound up. Make enough noise?
Good thing is that here you don't bother any neighbor, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's another advantage.